So we have some breaking news over the last couple of minutes or so, and it regards the announced team for Impact Wrestling going forward, specifically starting this Saturday at Hard to Kill, because it's been announced that the new Impact Wrestling broadcast team will be Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown, replacing Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne. Now, this is certainly surprising and not surprising in both sense of things. Josh Matthews, of course, has been a stalwart of Impact Wrestling for a while now. Madison Rayne had been rumoured to be leaving the company in 2021, and it looks like we now have a replacement for Madison Rayne, but Josh Matthews too. Now, Impact Wrestling just released the following statement, so we'll read this now because it's certainly very interesting. It says, award-winning announcer joins with longtime wrestler for new Impact Wrestling broadcast team. It says Josh Matthews has been promoted to behind the camera position. Updates on Madison Rayne forthcoming. It said, quote, and this is quite a long statement, so we were sure to read it all out. It said, Impact Wrestling confirmed today that the new broadcast team will start Saturday, January 16 at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, which will originate from Nashville, Tennessee. Matt Striker will be Impact's new play-by-play announcer, while D'Lo Brown will handle color commentary duties. The duo will also be an announced team for the flagship weekly show Impact, which airs every Tuesday from 8 to 10 on Access TV. Josh Matthews, meanwhile, has been promoted to senior producer for the weekly TV show and all pay-per-views. He has also signed a new multi-year contract with the company. Madison Rayne, a 5-time Knockouts champion who provided color commentary for most of 2020, will discuss her wrestling future this weekend at Hard to Kill. This is what Josh Matthews had to say, quote, my play-by-play career has spanned nearly 20 years, from WrestleMania to Bound for Glory to incredible moments with Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Producing will allow me to have a bigger role in the overall production of our weekly show, pay-per-views and Impact Plus specials. The transition has been a really great process. Matt and D'Lo are bringing fresh energy and are ready to go. It was a special year in 2020 and both Madison Rayne and I will always be grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to these exciting changes. It goes on to talk a little bit about Matt Striker. He said, quote, I've always loved professional wrestling. It is a love that unites so many people. Pro wrestling is a sport, and I want to be mindful to call it as such. I've learned and grown so much since I began, and I thank the fans and the critics for that. It's not lost on me, the opportunity that is before me. I can once again lend my voice to this sport that I love. In doing so, I'm poised to describe, analyze, and witness the most advanced athletes the sport has ever seen. I am excited, nervous, thankful, and humbled. I cannot wait to get out there. You will always be able to hear the fan in me. It also talks about the background of D'Lo Brown, of course, legendary pro wrestler, former Intercontinental European Champion. He's been with Impact Wrestling for a long time, former Vice President of the Aces and Eights in Impact Wrestling too, so he certainly has a lot of history, and he's been working behind the scenes with Impact Wrestling for a long time too. He has said, quote, I'm very excited to join the Impact Wrestling broadcast booth, and I know working alongside Matt Striker will be a lot of fun. I believe in Impact Wrestling with its amazing roster of skilled superstars and knockouts, and can't wait to have the best seat in the house to call the action. I'm humbled to follow in the Impact broadcasting path of Don West, Mike Tenay, and most recently Don Callis, Madison Rayne, and certainly Josh Matthews. I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity. I know that these are big shoes to fill, but Striker and I will do our best. Striker and Brown will be ringside for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, featuring one of the most anticipated main event matches ever. Of course, Kenny Omega teaming up with Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, to face the Impact World Champion Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Gun. So certainly a very interesting and surprising announcement. Isn't something that I necessarily saw coming. I will be completely honest in that one. I really, as I mentioned at the top of the video, it's surprising and it's not surprising at the same time. It's not surprising when it comes to Madison Rayne's replacement. We've spoken about this extensively here on the channel. It had been widely reported that Madison Rayne was leaving Impact Wrestling in 2021. She had been moving on to a full-time job outside of pro wrestling. I would assume, considering now she's going to address her future at Hard to Kill this weekend, she might officially announce her departure or retirement from pro wrestling as such. We don't actually know what her actual role is going to be outside of pro wrestling. Some have speculated it's going to be in the fitness industry, considering she's already working in that. It might be a case of that. The real surprise here came to me that Josh Matthews is out of the commentary booth. Josh Matthews, as I mentioned, has been with Impact a long time. He also, in addition to doing the commentary duties, I think he was the VP or Senior VP of digital content as well. He works extensively behind the scenes with Impact, and obviously he's well known for being a commentator. I think this is the right move. I do think this is the right move for Impact. And I don't want to overly criticize people's work or anything like that. I think Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne, I think they both did a good job. I think they're both very good at what they do. and I think they did a decent job. When it comes to Madison Rayne, I've done the videos here on the channel. I wasn't the biggest fan of her work. I felt that she was better off in other positions in the company, whether that's in-ring, being a mouthpiece for someone, being a manager, doing her locker room talk, backstage segments, those talk shows. I felt she was better as a personality as opposed to a color commentator, but you can't take away from her the work that she has done in Impact, smashing the glass ceiling. Of course, we've seen other people in pro wrestling, Renee Young and Beth Phoenix, be female color commentators, really breaking those stereotypes. But Madison Rayne, arguably, was the first to do it in a two-person booth, which is incredible as well. So credit to her for that. She'll always be in the history books of that. I just felt that there were better options available to them, like Matt Striker. We did a video talking about the possible replacements for Madison Rayne when she does leave Impact Wrestling, and I said Matt Striker was one of them, and Matt Striker is replacing Madison Rayne on the broadcast team, but he's actually going to be the play-by-play and not the color man. So technically, I suppose he's actually replacing Josh Matthews. Josh Matthews moving behind the camera, that's a surprising one there. I always felt that, considering that there was no way he was ever going to leave Impact Wrestling, I really don't think there's any way he would leave Impact Wrestling. I always felt that he would be in the commentary booth. When it comes to Josh Matthews' commentary abilities and his work on commentary, look, he said it himself. He's been doing it for 20 years. He knows exactly what he's doing, and at times he is very good. I do fall into the category of someone that's not the biggest fan of his work. I think he's very much, you know, over in the UK it's a Marmite thing, you either love it or you hate it. He's very polarizing. He rubs people the wrong way. He is a very natural heel without even trying to be one. He's a very polarizing guy. He believes in his ability. He's called himself the best commentator out there or that's ever lived. I don't know if he truly believes that. Part of me thinks he does, which is crazy as well. But look, he knows what he's doing. He believes in himself, and look, he's not essentially a bad commentator or anything like that. I just think that I like this. I think this is the right decision. I'm a big fan of Matt Striker. I was always a fan of Matt Striker from his work starting off in WWE as part of the ECW brand, going to SmackDown. I felt that he did become a little bit insufferable during his time with Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler in the three-person booth when they used to do pay-per-views. That was back in 2010, I think it was. I did find that a bit tough to listen to, but I didn't think that was his fault. I think, like he said in the press release, he's a fan. And I think his fan would come out sometimes, and Vince McMahon and Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler didn't like that. I think he had a bit of an issue with Jerry Lawler, in that Jerry Lawler felt that he was stepping on some toes in terms of when they were speaking. But I think Matt Striker is very good at what he does. And I think when he's done other commentary duties with Lucha Underground, AAA, when he's done work with Impact Wrestling, because he helped out at Bound for Glory, and he's done some other episodes of Impact Wrestling on Access TV too. He's very, very good. He's very knowledgeable. I think he's got a good voice. I think he calls the action very well, and ultimately he's a fan. So when he's reacting, it's very, very real, and I think Matt Striker is a perfect replacement for Josh Matthews. I think, frankly, it's probably an upgrade, and again, that's not a discredit to Josh Matthews. It's just my preference on what I like to hear from a commentator. I remember seeing the spot this past weekend with Moose. He hits the, was it Go to How on Willie Mack at Genesis when he goes through the table, and so many people on social media were saying, awesome spot, you know, insane spot because of the way that Willie Mack hit his head on the entrance ramp and on the concrete. But universally, I think there were so many comments underneath it on social media of saying, great spot, I can't stand Josh Matthews, or the commentary is so bad, or the commentary is really bad or tough to listen to here. I'm just not sure I can handle the commentary. The commentary isn't for me. Can they get rid of Josh Matthews? I don't like this commentary. That was a factor for a lot of people. And at a period of time right now where potentially you can have lots of people tuning into Impact Wrestling because of the AEW connection, because of the ratings going up on Access TV and the ratings going up on Twitch, and because you've got this massive pay-per-view on Saturday 2021, they're starting off the pay-per-view the year with a bang with this huge crossover of Kenny Omega's first appearance inside of an Impact Wrestling ring. There are going to be eyeballs on the product, and you don't need to give them a reason to tune out. And that's not to say that people would tune out because Josh Matthews is on commentary. That's not to say people would tune out because Madison Rayne is on commentary. You just want to give the best product possible. You want to give the best product possible, and a product that people can engage with, they like to listen to, they can get engrossed in, and sometimes, for better or for worse, Josh Matthews turns people off. He turns people off. That clip on Impact Genesis at the weekend is a perfect example of that. Josh Matthews isn't for everyone, and I do think it's an upgrade of having Matt Striker there. In addition to that, if you want to look at behind the scenes, Josh Matthews, as you mentioned, he's been doing this for 20 years. He is a VP of digital content, and if he's a producer, he's got experience. more power to him. I think he's probably better off behind the scenes, lending his experience. He said he's worked on WrestleManias. He's been in the industry a long time. He's been in a corporate position for Impact Wrestling and Anthem for a long time. It makes sense at this point for him to transition behind the scenes. Josh Matthews isn't indispensable in being on camera. Nobody is saying, oh, you need Josh Matthews in commentary. You need him on commentary, because you don't. You don't. And I do think having Matt Striker in that role is an upgrade. So I think that's the right call. When it comes to replacing Madison Rayne with D'Lo Brown, that's a surprising one. That is a surprising one. I didn't see that one coming. I think a lot of people, when they spoke about replacements for people coming on commentary, we said Matt Striker, we said maybe Don Callis coming back. I said before people like Gail Kim or Tommy Dreamer. I did have a feeling when I said Gail Kim and Tommy Dreamer that it would be someone working behind the scenes with Impact. I didn't think they would do a massive external hire when it comes to that position for replacing Madison Rayne. I did feel it would be an ex-pro wrestler that would be working as a producer for Impact. So I kind of was right on that side of things. It was just D'Lo Brown. Now, I'm trying to rack my brains. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comment section below. I'm trying to rack my brains. Has D'Lo Brown done color commentary experience before? I can't recall. I really can't recall. The fact that I can't recall it, maybe he has, but it really doesn't spring out. You know, I haven't heard it before. I don't think he did Explosion, did he? You can correct me if I'm wrong there. So that will be interesting. D'Lo Brown, what I think is useful is, one, plethora of experience. This goes all the way back to the Attitude Era, and even before that, he's got a ton of experience. His words mean something. He's very knowledgeable. Obviously, as well, he knows a lot about the Impact Wrestling product as well. He knows everyone that works there. He knows all of the talent. He's worked with the talent. So he's got that air of credibility, which I like in a color commentator. I don't like this trend that we've seen in WWE over the years, where the color commentator is just another broadcaster. I want it to be an ex-pro wrestler. It means more when an ex-pro wrestler puts over the talent in the ring. If D'Lo Brown is saying Rich Swann is an amazing world champion and one of the best athletes he's ever seen in his life, that means more than just your random broadcaster. That means something. So I like that side of things. So like I mentioned, he's credible. He's got history of Impact as well. I think that's important. That's what I felt Madison Rayne did well, is that she was a 5-time Knockouts champion. Not only did she have history in the business, but she also had history in Impact Wrestling. D'Lo Brown has that. D'Lo Brown has history, whether it's with the Aces and Eights or in the NWA TNA days. Going back, did he win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship? I can't recall during those weekly pay-per-views times. He might have. He might have. He certainly challenged for it. You can let me know in the comment section as well. So he's got credibility with being in WWE, but also Impact credibility of having history with the roster. He knows the roster. He knows the product. He is a personality. Again, it's one thing being a personality behind the scenes and on interviews and on promos. It's another thing transitioning that personality into the broadcast booth. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that. Nevertheless, it's certainly going to be interesting, and I think it is an upgrade. I do think it's an upgrade. Again, I wasn't massively down on Madison Rayne and Josh Matthews. I do think that some of the criticisms towards them, especially Josh Matthews, is justified because he's a polarizing figure. It never bothered me too much as it bothers some people, but I'm sure those people that it does bother, they'll be rejoicing now. They'll be saying, right, this is interesting. I do think it's an improvement for Impact. I do think it's a step up. It's another reason to be excited for Hard to Kill on Saturday. I think we now have to look forward to big matches, main event 6-man tag team match, barbed wire massacre matches, knockouts championship matches. We also have to look forward to a completely new broadcast team and possibly a completely new way that they're going to present the product when it starts for Hard to Kill. So I think that's very exciting as well. So certainly big and breaking news. Really excited that Matt Striker's on TV every week in the broadcast booth for Impact. I think that's a massive thumbs up. That's a massive get. I didn't mind if it was Josh Matthews and Matt Striker. I like that Matt Striker's now the play-by-play guy and D'Lo Brown is the color commentator. So if you're just joining us somehow at the end of this video, it has been confirmed that starting on Saturday, we will have a brand new broadcast team for Impact Wrestling. Matt Striker is replacing Josh Matthews and D'Lo Brown is replacing Madison Rayne. Josh Matthews has been promoted to a behind-the-scenes producer role. Madison Rayne will address her future with Impact Wrestling on Saturday at Hard to Kill. Of course, it's been heavily reported and rumoured that she is going to be leaving Impact Wrestling in 2021. So it's likely she will announce her departure from the company this coming Saturday. So big news. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. As always, this is just one man's opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond and reply to all of your comments. Really enjoy interacting with you guys, talking about Impact Wrestling, AEW, WWE, all things pro wrestling here on the channel. So be sure to get involved in the comment section below. below. Get involved in the community. All opinions are welcome. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on the like button. Or if you're excited about this new broadcast team, smash a like on the like button. It really does help us out here on YouTube. Go up the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now. Or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.